Hey, good morning, everyone. There we go. Hello, hello. Welcome to another Wealth Coffee Chat, folks. Good to see a few of you on early. They were the early birds. Morning, Ashley. Morning, Donna. Yeah, it's pouring down in the Gold Coast. Very annoying. Trying to get some work done around my place today, and the rain's come along and chasing the workers away. But anyway, hopefully you're all awesome and well wherever you are. Welcome to another Wealth Coffee Chat this morning. As things are warming up, I'll do the quick little intros as we do. Joel, good morning. Day off. Yeah, well, there you go. Hey, that's not bad. Brizzy's running too. Heard it was pretty wet down in Canberra as well. Stay safe if you're in the world of too much rain and a bit of flooding. Jason Witten's my name. As it said there a moment ago, anyone who's new, say hello in the chat. Give us a shout out. Let us know where you're coming in from. A few people in GC and Brizzy. And usually we get a few visitors from all over the place. Even sometimes we get some people from Florida out of the United States. But welcome along, Wealth Coffee Chat. We've been doing this for a little while. Many of you know that already, but if you are new and popping by in the mornings, Anne's coming from Steamy Cairns. I bet it's Steamy, Anne. In the mornings, usually the weekdays, Monday to Friday, most weekdays, get a chance to hang out with you guys online, bit of a live, and just talk about the world of property investing or investing in general, keeping going. You guys know we've got a couple of sayings around here. If you're new, our couple of sayings are, this thing's a marathon, not a sprint. It's going to take time. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme, property investing. And the idea with passive income investing is to buy these properties well and don't bloody sell. Keep them. Keep them. The longer you keep them, the better off you are if you buy something decent with some strategic thought in mind. And there you go. Anyway, good morning, Anne, Melinda, Luke on YouTube and Luke on Facebook. Hopefully they're different Lukes. I'm sure they are. Good to see all of you guys dropping by this morning. Hey, thought I would maybe do a little bit of stuff on borrowing this morning. And I've got some calculators out. Stick with me. We're going to talk about the things we can do, the bits and pieces we can do to create borrowing power. You know, things that will help us as we move into the future. You know, the cost of our interest is going up. What can we do? What are the things that we can, in our control, tweak, maneuver, manage to make sure we can continue to borrow? There's two parts to borrowing. There's two calculations. There's two ideas. There's two things. And they are the number one, your borrowing power. All right. Borrowing, I think that's how you spell it. Is that how you spell it? Borrowing power. All right. Borrowing power. It looks a bit weird to me. Is that borrowing? Borrowing? Anyway, somebody tell me. My dyslexia is kicking in this morning. Borrowing power and your servicing. Servicing. I always say if you can't spell a word 10 different ways, then you're not creative enough. Who knows? All right. Borrowing power and servicing. The two things to do with, I'm going to change that, make this a little bit more with lending. Lending money. All right, lending money. Two things we've got to understand how and what they mean to us as investors as we go. So tell me in the chat, what is borrowing power referring to? What's the part? There's two pieces to this. Servicing refers to something that we have, and borrowing power often refers to another thing that we have. Tell me, how do we work out borrowing power? There's kind of like a little two-pronged approach to this. Chuck it in the chat if you think you know what it is. Because understanding, sometimes both of these are at play. Sometimes one of them are at play, okay, as we go. Morning, Aaron. Tim, total borrowing capacity. Yes, total borrowing capacity. based on, Tim, your deposit that you have. Now, your deposit that you have, right? Some Facebook user, servicing, your ability to service the loan is based on your income, okay? Now, there's these two parts. There's obviously a thing that affects these is expenses as well. Like there's, deposit, income minus expenses, servicing, deposit minus or times your loan to value ratio, right? So deposit, how much cash or equity you have available to put down as a deposit, okay? Borrowing power, and or times by the loan to value ratio. Am I borrowing at 70%, 80%, 90%? You guys know the drill. The magic number for borrowing, maximizing your, tell me the magic number, the percentage that we talk about all the time, ladies and gents. If you're new, then this is the magic number. What magic number do we talk about all the time, folks? When it comes to loan to value ratio, the percentage. Boom, Aaron. 88%. 88%. It gives you maximum borrowing power or leverage, and it reduces quite significantly the lender's mortgage insurance. So that's like a magic number in the land of borrowing. Servicing, income. Okay, income can be your wages, your investments, your rents, and those sorts of things. So all of the income. Hey, morning, Harami. Good to see you as we're getting things rolling here. So how much deposit do you have in the form of equity and cash? The loan to value ratio you qualify for. Sometimes it's a pain in the neck, but being self-employed, I don't qualify for certain loans, right? So, your circumstances, situation, there's a certain product that's great, but you don't qualify for it, or you don't qualify at 88% lending, it's only 85 or 80% or all this sort of stuff. Anyway, so this is the thing. How much deposit do you have as a function of this? And that's your maximum possible borrowing power based on your deposit, okay? And then we say, if you were going to try and borrow this, does your income support that? Okay? Does your income support that in one way, shape, or form? And the income can be formed, like I said, from your wages, your rents, your investments, and so on. Okay? So that's kind of the basis of it this morning. So what I want to do is we'll jump in and have a little look at this idea. We're going to work out borrowing power. We're going to work out borrowing power here. We've got a calculator, and we're going to work out borrowing power when it comes to rough borrowing power. Now, this is not a perfect situation, but I want to show you guys how we adjust the things, expenses, income, and so on, and what works. Okay, so let's just do this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to have the primary earner on 130, the secondary earner on 70, and let's see. We've got two children. All right. This is kind of scenario, and we can muck around with different scenarios in a second as we go. So we're looking down here. We've got no other income at this moment in time, so let's just talk about that. Now let's go and have a look at our expenses. What are our expenses? What I like to do, there's a little calculator called HEMS, all right? So the HEMS expenses, okay? And it's the over here. All right, put it back over here. HEMS is a calculation, H-E-M-S, and I think it's like home expenses measurement or something like that. I don't even know what the acronym stands for, actually. Joel, I'm using. I'll whack it in the I'll whack it in the chat in a second. It's the Adelaide Bank online borrowing power calculator. Okay. Now, just so you guys know, this is a very broad approximation, this calculator. Now, there can be a vast difference in your specific circumstance and the bits, levers you pull, okay? But it's really good to go and have a look at. I'll put the link in the chat in a moment for you, Joel. So hang on, I'll do that at the end of the chat this morning. So this is a living expenses calculator, okay? So, you know, what can we do with this one? All right. Oh, I don't know if you guys can hear the, if you guys can hear the, what's the name out there? So you come through here, let's say I live in Queensland, I've got a mortgage, and I've got a basic lifestyle. So you can do moderate, basic, student, all right? Okay, so just basic lifestyle. Okay, or let's just do moderate lifestyle, okay? Moderate lifestyle, and down here we'll have, and here's our calculation, all right? So what it's saying is our moderate lifestyle with 2 kids and whatever, mortgage expenses, we can muck around with these mortgage expenses. It might be more or less depending on what it is, but I'm just going to put an average person in there. So let's do this, all right? So we've got 3,780, which is your food and all that sort of stuff, and then 2,240 for the mortgage expenses. So if we go back to the borrowing power calculator, we can go in here and we can say, oh, I've got to go back on this side. Our monthly living expenses, ladies and gents, 3,780, okay? And let's just do this. Let's say we've got a $25,000 credit card, and let's say that, you know, we don't use it, but it's there. I meet so many people say, oh, I don't use it, but it's there, right? So I'm going to add in the mortgage. I'm going to add in your owner-occupier home. Let's say we've got, you know, $450,000 left to repay. Not 4.5 million, that'd be crazy. But check this out, all right? Let's check out the term. We've had it for a few years, and, you know, there's 20 years left on the loan as we're going along, right? So I'll just quickly... I've got it here, repayment calculator. Let's just quickly go and have a look at this one, because we'll get it a bit more accurate, all right? So let's have a look at a mortgage right now. If we go, okay, 400,000 left on the loan. There is, I don't know, 20 years left in the loan term. What's my payment? All right, 2,431, okay? 2,431. Go down here, 2,431 as we go, and my rate's like 4.2 there. Okay. Oh, I've lost my mouse. All right, there we go. $4.2. All right, 4.2. All right. So here's the drill, and then we go, all right, what can we borrow? 457,000 is what we can borrow. Everyone cool with that, right? So what can you buy? Tell me in the chat, what can you buy for 457? It's like, oh, gee, it's not a lot of dough, right? So what can we do here? Maybe put it in the chat right now. You guys put it in the chat. What are the things we could do with those circumstances? You saw what it was. What are the things we could do as borrowers to increase our borrowing power? Tell me in the chat right now. Whack it in there as we go. What can we do? What can we do to borrow? What could we do to improve our borrowing power? What can we do to improve it as we go along? All right? Cut up the credit cards. Boom. Increase the deposit. Yeah, Ashley, that could work too. Get rid of the credit card. Yep. Good, good. What else? Keep chat. Usually we have some people say, get rid of the kids. All right, let's do this. Let's do this. All right. Okay, boom. Let's go over here and go, listen, you don't need the damn credit card. Delete it. Put it at 0. All right. What does that do? Oh, check out that, folks. Look at that. All right. Let's do that again. Credit card, 25,000. Boom. Absolutely hideous, ladies and gents. Right. Even your credit card at 10,000, you know, still is no good. When you go down to 5,000, you know, but the difference between 5,000 and 0, you know, 20 or 30 grand. So number one, get rid of your damn credit cards. You don't need them as we go. So great idea. Great idea. All right. So let's do that. The next one, the easiest one, Luke. I love it, Luke. I love it. All right. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's go back to our mortgage, and we reset the mortgage to 30 years, folks. We reset the mortgage to 30 years. Now our repayment drops to $2,000 a month. All right. So we reset our mortgage to 30 years. We go down here, and we're now reset this to $1,999 a month, and the term on the loan is 30 years. All right, boom. Let's have a look at that. Now that's up as well. So we've increased our mortgage as well. What else can we do? Okay, borrowing power in here. All right, let's go and have a look at our income. What can we do over here? That's right, Brendan. Saving only gets you so far, right? You have to invest, okay? Borrowing power. All right, let's have a look at this. Okay, imagine we got rid of the kids. I wonder what that does. Let's put one child. Hey, look at that. It doesn't. Well, what else? Hey, listen, don't have a third kid. Oh, no, that's not too bad. Anyway, let's leave it at 2. I've got 3 kids. Anyway, there you go. All right, okay. What can we do over here? All right, pay rise. All right, let's have a look at what happens. $150,000. You beauty. Let's have a look at what goes on there. Boom! Check it out, ladies and gents. Right, so we were at 130 a moment ago. All right, there we go. And now let's go in here and go 150. Okay, or not $150. There you go. Boom. Cut the credit cards. Oh, there's a bit of an echo, is there, Brendan? Okay. Maybe I've got. Hopefully we can get by. All right. Thanks for letting me know. Thanks for letting me know on the echo, Brendan. Let me do this. Hang on. All right. That's probably because I had 2 microphones up today. Thanks, buddy. So there we go. We got our income up a little bit. All right. 150. All right. Let's do this. Let's add another income. All right. Let's add another income, which is our rental income, our investment property. Okay. Our investment property that we're going to buy. So let's say we have a $400 a week rental on that investment property. And let's go up and have a look. $820. Okay. But let's say we buy a property that's got a better $600 a week. So this is interesting, right? If you've got the equity, if we go back here, if you've got the equity, buying or borrowing for a more expensive property can sometimes be better. So have a look at that. Where did we start, team? Where did we start? We started at $400,000. 400. And doing some tweaks, pulling some levers. You know, we got rid of the credit card. We extended our existing loan because that helps significantly. We got our rent. We got our personal income up. And last but not least, let's go back to our living expenses. Okay, and let's recalculate this one, because remember we did this on moderate last time. Remember we did it on moderate. Let's say we kick into some let's say we kick into, budget time when it comes to our monthly expenses, and we do that for 3 months. Okay, we do that for 3 months, team. 3 months. You got to do it for 3 months to make sure the borrowing power. We make sure that the bank sees that you do that, right? So let's go on moderate, and let's have a look at that. 868. I don't think that adjusted it too much anyway. So there you go. Maybe the living expenses aren't as impactful. There you go. So this morning, what did we learn? We learned that you can impact, or you can pull some levers. We went from like literally 500 grand to $800,000, team. 500 to $800,000. Now, that's cut your credit card up, get your income up, extend the existing loans you've got out to 30 years. Those are the three big impacts right now, right? Obviously, your ability to sort of spend a bit less over the next little bit, especially over Christmas. If you've got some settlements coming next year, early in the year, just make sure you manage your expenses over Chrissy, and those sorts of things. All right. Well, there you go, team. Wealth Coffee Chat done and dusted. As always, thanks for joining us. Great to have all of you online this morning. Facebook. Listen, it's not a complicated calculator. Whoever's asking that, it's a basic one. It's just a kind of an idea. If you want to do multiple investment properties, team, you've got to sit down with your broker and work it out together with your broker. Okay, so yeah. I mean, today that was just kind of like, oh shit, what moves the needle, right? As we go. Okay, so all right, team. Great to hang with you guys. If you got any other questions, always leave it in the chat for us, so we can work together and make sure you get the info you need. That's it from me. Wealth Coffee Chat done and dusted. Join me tomorrow for another one on Wednesday. Till then, team. Bye for now.